Okay, Sunday, 27th of April, 2025. So, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Study Sunday. Be more. There are no solutions, only trade offs. Thomas Sowell. This is an interesting thing that I stumbled upon. Wow, 2018, 19. A chance and instinctively. I went to an economics conference in London. London School of Economics, essentially. I'm sure it was. And by chance, university conference. I didn't know that. And got chatting to people. And someone mentioned this word that I had not come across at the time: externalities, negative externalities, meaning bad things that can happen, bad consequences, unwanted outcomes, we could say. And that struck me. I thought that makes no sense. A negative externality, negative, positive, is totally subjective. An externality, as in this outcome, this thing, cause and effect, this thing that happens. I instinctively felt, what's that phrase? It's that old saying, that one man's treasure, or one man's trash is another man's treasure. That came to mind almost straight away, in a sense of there's problems over here, but negative or not, it's all opinion, subjective, heart, mind, soul, it's all in here. But if there's an externality, that just creates opportunity for someone else, i.e., another entrepreneur. That's what I felt straight away. The problem with this logic, if you follow it through, it's the broken window fallacy. We should start smashing things around, destroying things, just to rebuild and repair. We don't really want that. Waste time and money that could be gone to other things. But made sense. And then didn't think much of it over the years. And lately I came across this quote: "There are no solutions, only trade-offs." Very poignant. Because life, when we look at it, when we squint hard enough, we understand that everything out there is cause and effect. It's just a constant cycle of cause and effect. This happens, so this happens. So this and this and that and that and this and this, constantly, forever, infinitum. And if you follow that logic, you could say, well, what's the original cause? Big Bang, Big Crunch, you name it, Adam and Eve and beyond. But that's a whole other conversation. So everything that happens is as a result. It just is. I did a video about this, like accepting things, accept and adapt. There is no negative or positivity. It's just subjective opinion. Our heart, mind, and soul, to be poetic, it's just how we perceive it. And then we say, right, a solution, in a sense of, is the least worst option. A solution is the least worst option. The solution that's chosen is the least painful, the one with the least or the fewest bad outcomes, let's say. Trade-off. We have this problem over here. Okay, so we need to find a solution to lower the problem. Well, one lowers it by this amount, one lowers it by that amount, one lowers it by that amount down there. So which am I going to pick? I'm going to pick the best one. But notice it's not 100% gone. There's still problems. The problems are still going to exist. Hence, trade-off. That's why it's very poignant. In economics, there's this concept called perverse incentives. Perverse incentives, meaning reasons for people to do stuff that go against, that defeat the purpose of the proposition in the first place. So there's a classic story about infestation of rats in India in the 18, 17, whenevers, 200 years ago. And the officials put a bounty, a price, for every rat tail people collected. Okay? But that creates perverse incentives for people to go out and farm rats, basically, harvest the tails and sell them. Perverse incentives. It's that. But nonetheless, this mantra is very poignant. There's no solutions, only trade-offs. Perfect. And when we look at it through that lens, we are just realizing that there is no perfect solution, no silver bullet for problems out there in the world. There's just more things will happen. A constant cause and effect. Dominoes are forever. Dominoes that go on forever. And because of that, we have to be aware that just because something happened doesn't mean it's going to be fully resolved, and understand that in life there are no silver bullets, so to speak. There's no one pill to solve all problems. There's going to be countless levels of nuances at every single stage in society and culture and tech and you name it. I did a video back in August 2024. What was it? Layers of entropy. Layers of entropy. There are many, many things at play behind the scenes and many nuances we're not aware of. So one little solution can cause a problem later on in ways right now we can't even fathom, can't even imagine, because we haven't encountered those words or those concepts or those principles or laws of physics and science in the future yet. But right now we think it's a good move, it's a solution. But 6 months down the line, 6 years down the line, it could come back to haunt us. Very interesting. But this is worth being aware of, understanding. And negative is subjective, but opportunity for someone, as the world is a constant sequence of dominoes, always something else happening that would spark something else. One man's trash, another man's treasure. Every moment is someone else's insight. Yes. Now, this is interesting. In a more poetic way, we could say that every single trade-off, every single solution is, again, poetic, is the start of someone's story, the start of someone's life. This thing that happened to them, they will look back at, a year, 2, 3, 5, 10, and say to themselves, for example, that moment, that trade-off, that problem, that solution, that incident, that change of policy was what led me to become who I am today. A lot of people talk about how the recession in 2008, these companies that are born or founded because of the recession, this thing happens, this change of situations, a solution, ZERP and TARP, for example, and it leads them, a decade and a half later, to have this company and this business. Exactly. Again, one man's trash is another man's treasure. It creates opportunity to trade off. Opportunity for some, disaster for others. The same thing. Subjective opinion, subjective ways of looking at it. Very, very profound, very deep, very interesting, very powerful. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff mentioned now. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.